WRRV, is this Andrew McMahon?
This is.
The Andrew McMahon, the one and only?
The one and only. Well, there might be another one out there, but I think it's the one you're expecting.
It is. First of all, I want to say thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's absolutely my pleasure. Thanks for taking the time out to talk to me, man.
Absolutely. You know, the album Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness came out toward the end of 2014. It just won't stop picking up steam.
It's a pleasant thing for me to have that be the case, for sure.
Well, you know, it's interesting because I know everything that you do, you know, one of the things that you seem to pride yourself on is how much of yourself you put into a project and how much each project means to you emotionally. How does it feel to see something that you clearly invest so much of yourself into doing as well as this is doing?
You know, I think I pinch myself pretty regularly. You know, obviously I've been doing this for a while, so to have one of these records really connect in such a big way, you know, is something I'm really proud and really happy about.
You've had so many successful bands, you know, Something Corporate, Jack's Manic in your solo career. Could you just go ahead, let somebody else have a chance, or are you just going to keep taking over all the good bands?
Well, I think there are a lot of people getting a good chance. I'll take what I can get, though.
All right, now, my second question is, will you start a band with me so that maybe I can have some success too? Just rub off a little bit of the talent.
I think I'm I'm probably one record away from having to start over and come up with a new name. So you'll be that's where I'll slate you in.
Perfect. So I was reading about what you've been up to, and I know a lot of people connected. We were talking about how much people are connecting to this new album, but a lot of people really emotionally connected to what you did with Jack's Mannequin, and it says you were doing something involving a little bit of a reunion in the 10-year anniversary.
Well, yeah, we did. We went out. I guess it was probably a couple months ago now in January, and we did sort of a reunion show around the Everything in Transit record, which was a really big record for me. Sort of my step away from Something Corporate, and I think that was something we wanted to commemorate. So we went out. We did probably about a dozen shows right around the beginning of the year for Jack's.
That's awesome. So, I have to ask, because I know a lot of people are fans of your entire catalog, and you're going to be coming to the Chance in Poughkeepsie. Not only are you coming to the Chance, but you're going to be doing an in-store appearance at Dark Side Records beforehand, doing a couple of acoustic songs. Now, can people expect a little Something Corporate, maybe some Jack's Mannequin songs snuck in there as well?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, the beauty of going out and doing a record under my own name was it gave me a chance when I get on stage live to sort of, give all the songs at home and so yeah, we definitely do a good amount of Jack's Mannequin songs. We also throw a couple Something Corporate tunes in there as well. So yeah, it's sort of a broad swipe at the career as a whole, not just the one record.
Do you have any kind of preferences when it comes to that stuff? I mean, I know there are people that have feelings about, this is my new record, I'm doing something different, I want to do the stuff, celebrate what I've been working on now because it's kind of top of mind. Do you have anything from your past catalog that really stands out to you that you say, okay, it wouldn't be a complete Andrew McMahon show if I did not include this?
Oh yeah, I mean, totally. I get that. I get that mentality, but I also feel like there's this idea of sort of abandoning the music that you loved in the past and that your fans love is sort of falsely deprives people of something that I think makes for a good time. So we always build in songs like I Woke Up in a Car and Dark Blue and The Resolution. The bigger tunes off of those records that are staples in the catalog that fans seem to know. We always try and bring those out on stage.
Now, you coming to Poughkeepsie, you brought it up before I got a chance to. I Woke Up in a Car. I would be remiss if I did not bring this up. Now, I grew up in this area, and I have to tell you, man, I said you took over all the successful bands, but when it comes to you having a monopoly, the thing you had the most of the biggest monopoly on was the AOL Instant Messenger profile of everyone that I grew up with, because everyone had the Poughkeepsie lyric for my vocal. So at the end of your career, you can think to yourself, you know what? Not only did I have successful bands, I had popular albums, but at least 85 to 90% of the AOL Instant Messenger profiles in the Poughkeepsie area during one period of time belonged to me.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm glad to know that. That's the first I've heard that. But you'll be proud to know that I'm actually been writing in New York all week this week, so I will be taking the train to Poughkeepsie tomorrow morning for the show. So.
That's the best thing ever. Now you've been playing Poughkeepsie a lot. I mean, you've played with Something Corporate. You've played with Jack Mannequin. You're playing with Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness. I mean, do you have any kind of? I know you played. I saw you play at Marist College. I had a chance to talk to you backstage there. Now you're here again. What keeps bringing you back?
Well, I think, that the fact that I woke up in a car is sort of, at least for me, hammered home this point of like what I do and why I love it. This idea of touring in a band, and that Poughkeepsie sort of worked its way into it. The chance, I think, just as a result of having played that venue so early in my career, and sort of always come back to it as like a touchstone over the years. For me, I think is why I keep going. It's almost a way to check in.
Right.
Okay, where are you now? Like you're still back at the Chance. You're doing, you still come back here and still do these shows. There are rooms like that, especially on the East Coast. Rooms like with Stone Pony and in DC the 930 Club.
Right.
I think there's sort of just pieces of me on those stages that are nice to go back and revisit.
Now, you reference, of course, in Cecilia and the Satellite, you reference all of the various experiences that you've had and all the incredible, crazy, wild rides that this whole career has taken you on. What is, if you have to pick, kind of the most exotic, weird, interesting, either venue or country or city or location, what's been kind of one of those things where you sat there and you said to yourself, like, how did I end up here? In a good way. Not like, oh, God, what am I doing? But like, wow, how did I end up here?
I mean, gosh, there's no shortage of sort of like wild, weird places that I've ended up, playing shows. Sometimes doing these like private gigs, and those can be like sort of the funniest things. Like I played I played a show on a medical marijuana farm last week.
Oh, really? that one was fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I picked like the wrong day to quit smoking weed, but there are lots of places we've gotten to do shows for the Army out on like like on 4th of July on the beach in Hawaii.
Wow.
and there are definitely these moments where you sort of go like, what is it that I chose to do for a living? Like, how did I end up here?
Right.
You definitely cherish those things.
That's awesome. Now, we've covered all the Hudson Valley stuff. We've gotten the word out about what you're doing here, but I know this is going to be on YouTube. This is going to be online, and I know there's going to be people from all over the world that are going to be listening to this. So I need to do this. I know you've been going with this album. What do you have in the works? What can you tell me about something that fans of yours can look forward to in the upcoming days, weeks, months?
Yeah, I'm working on new music. Obviously, I'm leaving for the Weezer Panic at the Disco tour this summer, and I'm trying to get as much of a record written before I leave for that tour as possible. And the idea is to come home and put the finishing touches on and get a new record out. Whether the record comes by the end of the year, you'll definitely be hearing music before then, and then probably right at the beginning of the year have a new album out.
So if people catch you on the road before the new album, there's a chance you might be working some stuff out, hear some things they've never heard before?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll at least have one or two new songs in the set for the summer tour.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait for you to come here tomorrow. Can't wait for the show. Can't wait for the in-store at Dark Side Records. Can't wait to hear new music from you. Andrew, always an absolute pleasure. Thanks for talking to me.
Thanks, man. Yeah, take care of yourself.
Take it easy.
Later.